Have you guys heard about this? Casey Council proposing to charge $400 just to work on your car. So if I was here right now, filling up my, flushing my oil or flushing my coolant, I would have to pay $400 for the right to do that on my own land. Now this is crazy. Now it's unclear exactly what they're talking about, but they're saying it's as simple as an oil change. If you want to do that to your car, it's going to cost $400. You need to apply for a permit, which is $150, which is non-refundable. And then if you are successful, it's another $250 for the actual permit. So $400. There's other regulations saying that if you have an unregistered vehicle or two unregistered vehicles on your property, even if they're out of sight, it's going to cost you a few $100s to just to have them on your property. So if you've got a project car you're working on, or you've got a couple of project cars, you're going to have to pay a fee every 3 months, a few $100 every 3 months, just to have them on your property. So, I mean, this is crazy. This is getting out of hand. I don't know what the reason is for this. I mean, some people have said that maybe it's to do with, they don't want, people with 10 cars in their front yard or blocking up the street or whatever. Obviously, you're not even allowed them on the street, which is kind of fair enough, because they'll get the cops will put a ticket on there. But so these council restrictions are getting out of hand. Luckily, I don't live in the old Casey City Council, which is good, because that does pose the question, like what is actually working on your car. That these articles say about oil change, dismantling cars. Well, fair enough. You don't want to have a wreckers in your front yard, but what about if I just want to top up my my washer bottle? Am I allowed to do that? Am I allowed to change my wiper blades? I mean, where does it come to? Can I even top up my coolant? Can I top up my oil? Or what is it? Are you allowed to swap your wheels around on the driveway? Are you allowed to wash your car? Will that be the next restriction imposed? To wash your car on the front driveway, or I guess lucky like me, I can wash it in the backyard, but are they going to try and pose those restrictions? Remember the water restrictions where you couldn't wash your cars in the backyard? Well, that was a different reason, obviously. But at least I've got this out here. No one can see me working on my cars out there, except for the dog. She's not going to tell anyone. But yeah, it's crazy, these new restrictions coming into Victoria. It's a bit of a nanny state at the moment. You can't really do anything. You really can't modify your cars. It's becoming like California. You pull it up for any modifications to your exhaust or anything, even if it's not loud. The cops seem to be able to just say, oh, I think that sounds too loud, so I'm going to get you to pay whatever hundreds of dollars to go get it EPA'd or whatever. It's getting out of hand. It's really ruining the car culture at the moment. Look, I can see where they're sort of coming from. Unfortunately, it is those few people that wreck for everyone, having 10 cars in their front yards, all in parts and pieces, and basically running a wrecker's car lot on their front yard. Maybe that's what they're trying to stop. People are saying it's to do with rats and mice. People have got parked cars up there for 10, 20 years, and they're nesting in cars. I don't know if that's going to cause an increase in mice and stuff. I'm not sure how that works. I can kind of also understand people that are doing the wrong thing, chucking coolant down the drain, or oil, or just chucking it in the bin, in the recycling bin, or in the rubbish bin, which you can't do. You got to take it to the proper recyclings. Same with batteries. You got to do the right thing. I guess maybe they're just fed up. I'm not sure. But you don't want to see a strange dream, isn't it? To have a big garage and a hoist. Every car lover's dream is to have a big garage with a hoist and work on your own cars. And especially these days, you can't always trust the mechanics. I know I've taken my car to a mechanic before, and I've had it all scratched up here. The guy, you can see it's all. I've polished it, but there's still some chips that I've got to fix up. But I guess if you're doing work on your own car, you can you're doing it right. So anyway, just thought I'd have a little bit of a rant. It's a hot topic at the moment. Put your comments in below. Why do you think they're doing this? Do you reckon it's going to take on? Are they actually going to do it? Are they actually going to enforce it? How can they enforce it? Do you reckon other councils are going to take up the same stance on this? I've got some work to do on my car. Next time I have some leave, so I want to do a whole lot of stuff. Change the coolant bottle. I did an oil flush recently, but in a few months' time, I might do another one. Obviously, put all the new coolants on. Put on all new hoses because there's a little bit of a coolant leak. I need to do. I feel like just manual swapping this thing. The auto's still playing up a bit. It's got a bit of a leak too. I might just try and. I was going to do a full flush, but I've looked into that. It's a bit harder. I might just top it up, or might just drop the transmission pan off, and top it all up with some fresh oil. But obviously that's only gets about half fresh oil because you got to flush it properly if you want to do it properly. But I'm not sure. I have to look into it. If anyone can comment below, I have to take some of it apart and run the system while you're bleeding it out, and then keep topping up, and then doing that until your fresh transmission fluid comes out. But I took it to a transmission shop in Geelong. They wanted $340 just to service it. But at the same time, they said they didn't think they would be able to actually fix the problem. The problem is from first to second, it just slams in there when it gets a bit warmer after about 30 minutes of driving. Anyway, that's just getting off topic here. But at least I'm going to do some stuff to my own car, and I'm glad there's no restrictions, $400 restrictions, or risk of penalties if you don't pay your $400 fee in my city at the moment. But anyway, is anyone in the city of Casey, and how do you feel about it? Comment below, see what you think. And have you heard about the latest restrictions? Well, there's probably not latest restrictions, but apparently if you put your hand, even just rest on here and have a finger or your elbow just outside of the window, you can get a massive fine. You get some number of demerit points, a big fine. Have you heard about that? I was watching Ross reviews the other day, and he did a whole thing about it, about all the new fines that they're installing imposing on us. That's not a new one, I don't think, but I don't know. Has anyone ever been caught for having their hand out the window, or just on a hot day resting your arm on the fat arming out the side, maybe just waving your arm, having your fingers just out here, just checking the temperature. It's crazy all this stuff that people are getting pulled up for. I mean, you would have to be pretty unlucky to get pulled up for that one, but it's been done. Sometimes I've had my house, my car, broken into, not here when I was living in Melbourne. And you ring the cops up, they don't even follow it up. I was in an underground car park. Car was broken into. There were security cameras. Didn't really want to know about it. So I got a whole lot of stuff stolen out of my car in Melbourne. You'd think the cops could spend more time. I know it's not the cops' fault. It's whoever's running the cops, but they could spend a bit more time, actually pulling out real crimes than having your pinky finger out the side of the window. What's that gonna, they're gonna spend a few hours, writing out paperwork for that, are they? Anyway, this is crazy.